Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, me again. This is a re-recording of a live that I've just done in our Facebook group. I'm re-recording it because the sound was terrible. But here we go. So that being said, introduction and recap. That's the first thing I need to do. Right, let's start from the top. What we're here to talk about, or what I thought I was here to talk about, was fear of losing control, as in the fear of losing the control or the grip that you have on life. And I have realized over the course of this week that that phrase has different meanings, right? So for now, I'm just going to ask you to bear with me while I try and reconcile the two different versions of this that we could be talking about. Initially, I was going to be talking to you about the control of a future that you can't control. And I was going to be talking to you in terms of solutions with planning and how you can plan the life you want and then simply get it by following the plan. Because if, for instance, I were to have as part of my life going to walk Buddy on a particular beach on Monday morning, put it in the plan, I follow the plan, I get the life I want. Yeah, it sounds far too simplistic, but you can complex it up, trust me. Because then that gives you the opportunity to just relax. Just relax, 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 and follow the plan. Because you've already spent enough time in that unpredictable, I can't control it future space when you actually create the plan in the first place. Fear of losing control for the people pleasers and the control freaks amongst us, yep, that's me too, can be really scary, really scary. And it can be overwhelming. But for me, I choose how to behave with those thoughts in my head. Yeah. My late husband used to call me the most caring control freak he'd ever met. And I take that caring word to be more important than the control freak word. Yeah. So I am the most caring control freak, not the most caring control freak. Yeah. You see what I mean? I focus that on, I focus that effort, that feeling into over delivering in every aspect of my coaching, my content, the things I produce for you guys. And I spend a lot of time in gratitude and forgiveness because they help us to build that mutual trust and respect for me to keep over delivering in that way. Before I go any further, I'm just going to warn you that a certain little man, the Buddy, has been a real noisy woofster all day today because my neighbour at the bottom of the garden is working on cars and he likes to woof a lot. So let's go back to the... I've had a look through that. Okay, we've done that. Why is this? Here we go. So this week, I was reminded, a wonderful woman, that control is an illusion. We can't actually control what's going on. Yeah. But I still believe that we can plan it. Even if we can't control it, we can make a plan. And this week, my understanding of this subject has been expanded by all of the research that I've gone into and looking up different things so that I can give you the best possible experience in this workshop. Losing control, or probably more correctly put, fear of losing control, is a string of words that can mess us up linguistically. So what I'd like to start with, really, I say start with, already been talking for a while, but let's break it down a bit. Do you ever get like triggered and then you overreact and a whole load of guff comes out of your mouth? And then whether it's a few minutes or a few hours later, you suddenly think, wow, where the beep did that come from? Yeah. That can be losing control. Losing control of the choice to respond, because you're taken into that react space really fast. So you react before you have time to get a grip and choose to respond. Another way of looking at it is, do little things pile up and up and up until it all feels like too much, and you end up having like a little mini breakdown where you find yourself having to really quickly bring yourself back from an edge where you're going to kind of lose it, emotionally speaking. In the workplace, do you feel like you're carrying your workmates? Yeah, that weight pulling down on you. Do you complain to your spouse, to a friend, but never your manager, because you feel like that work environment is out of your control? Something that happens to me every now and again is my housework gets away from me completely. Yeah. And for a long time, I used to think it was pointless asking for help because no one would ever do it properly anyway. I've since found a wonderful cleaner. I've actually had a string of cleaners, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with choosing where I want to spend my time, where I want to spend my effort. Yeah? And if I want to use my spoons as a fibromyalgia and ME sufferer, if I want to spend my spoons walking the dog, working on my business, talking to you guys, pouring myself into my clients, that's my choice. So I have a cleaner, just a couple of hours each week. I have to keep the price, the cost down for obvious reasons, but it gives her some pocket money and it gives me time. And time is really valuable to me. So when it comes to, let's look at this control situation again, yeah? Why is it that some of us, and I will include me in this, but in past tense, why is it you always feel the need to control everything? Yeah. Why does just the prospect of going with the flow feel so totally ridiculous to you? Yeah. Do you need some help learning to plan the life you want rather than controlling the life you already have? What is it that you guys need? Yeah. Now, when I did this live, I asked for feedback from the sort of 5, 6, 7 people who were watching live, to pick one of this list. I've made a list, and because there was no one wanted to pick one, basically, because everybody wanted help with everything, so nobody wanted to pick one thing. So I'll run through the list, and if you want help with 1 or 2 or 3 out of this list of, I think it's 7 things I've got on this list, then say so below wherever you're seeing this video, whether it's on YouTube. Might take me a bit longer to get back to you if you post your questions on YouTube, because for some reason it only sometimes tells me when someone's posted a comment. So bear that in mind. By far the best way of reaching out to me while we're on the subject is Facebook Messenger. And that's mainly because that's how my mum contacts me. Yeah. Or, yeah, actually there isn't a law. Yeah, Facebook Messenger is by far the most reliable way of getting to me. So I'm going to ask now a few of these questions and pick 1 or 2 or 3 that you need help with, and then I can put that into a future workshop so that I don't have to spread this workshop between that thing and another thing. Right, so these are a few options for you. understanding your frozen parts. And by that, I mean looking at the unmet needs of your past and helping you to meet them now in the present. Yeah. So that's kind of like a bit of parts work. Do you fancy a bit of parts work? Do you need a channel or an opportunity where you can express yourself, where you won't be judged for anything that you do while in survival mode? Yeah. If that's the one thing you need, by the way, yeah, Facebook community, look it up. I every now and again change the name of the group just because it helps more people find it. So in previous videos, it is previous months, years, it was called Mind, Body and Time Solutions. But if you're watching this in 2024, you will find that group called it's just called People Pleaser Community. Then a little dash, integrated use somatics. If you just put in People Pleaser Community, you'll find me. So that's the best way of getting that kind of opportunity to vent, but in a mindful way. What else might you need? Yes, built-in me time. Yeah. A way to build time for you into your schedule, into your plan, so that you don't always feel drained. Yeah. I can help you do that with some handy tips that I've got to know over the years. The main one being like time blocking. So if you want to hear about time blocking, comment below. The next one that I thought you guys might need is some kind of performance review. Yeah. Now, if you need a performance review in your work environment, you're going to need to tackle it in your work environment. But if you need some kind of performance review in your home life, between like you and your husband, maybe to clarify expectations that you have from each other, yeah, then we can work out how to do that. And I'll put that together in a workshop. That's something I can certainly do. If you're looking for at least 15 different ways to say no, yeah, I get asked this question so many times. You know, Tanya, you talk about how we're always saying yes to people and we're spreading ourselves too thin, and but how do we say no? Right. I think the PDF that I prepared is it's in under 4 headings, and there's at least I think there's 15 or 18. Is that 18? Yes, 18, 18 different ways to say no in different circumstances. There's kind of 4 areas. Do you need guidance in how to release perfectionism? Like when to do it, how to do it, yeah, that kind of stuff. Also, when I was thinking about loss of control, I noticed that sort of loss of control and anger management cropped up a couple of times. Now, I'm not specifically trained in the art of anger management, but there is a workshop that I've already done called, I think it's Choose to Respond. And that's certainly on the YouTube channel. You may be able to search it in the Facebook group. But if you want to see that, or you want the if you want the little PDF thing with your 4 steps to respond rather than react to life, yeah, give me a shout. Now, it feels to me that the greatest impact that I can have with you right now, given that I don't know what kind of loss of control you're fearing, yeah, is for you to see, for you to see just how much of the world that you are trying to control is actually out of your control. Just going to wind this all the way down and put it on silent. There we go. Hopefully that'll shut up now. So the way to do this is to get a sheet of paper. Got one here, yes. Get a sheet of paper and just draw a circle on it. This has already got a circle drawn on it because that's exactly what I did in the group. And there are, in this other list I've got up here, I created a list of 30 things. 30 things, and I'm going to hammer through these quite quickly, right? But I'll start slowly and then I'll speed up. 30 things, and I want you to figure out for you, because this is all really personal, yeah? There's some things that I will be able to answer categorically are out of your control or in your control or within your sphere of influence. So if you want to get really clever with this, if you've done this kind of exercise before, draw a smaller circle, which is your control area. Draw another circle outside of it, which is the things that you can influence, but not really control. And then outside those circles is all the stuff you cannot control. Like, for instance, the first thing, the weather. Now, it may sound really easy to you guys that obviously the weather, you can't control the weather, but you can influence the weather that you are subject to by deciding where you're going to be. For instance, right here, it's March now at the time of recording, and outside it's kind of spring-like. We've had some sunshine, which is fading, so I'm just going to pop my light on. We've had some sunshine over the last couple of days, but it is spring-like, which means it's windy, it's chilly, it rained solidly for an hour this afternoon, yeah? But if I didn't want British March weather, I could up sticks and go to Florida. So I can influence the weather conditions that I am subject to, even though I cannot control the weather. Now, the next one, your thoughts and beliefs. On the face of it, it may seem like you can control your thoughts and beliefs, but your opinions, your beliefs, the way you think, the way you put things together are influenced by your carers as you were brought up. So even though they couldn't control your brain, yeah, your brain becomes influenced by them, and your thoughts and beliefs are then influenced. They're not completely yours. It's quite an interesting thing to do in another one of the workshops that I've done, actually, called the Values Workshop. That one literally took all week because there was stuff for you to do on Monday, stuff for you to do on Tuesday, stuff for you to do on Wednesday, and then you came to the workshop to do this stuff. Why are you making noise? You are supposed to be on silent. Right, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to put it into airplane. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Right, hopefully that's shut up now. Let's try again. How about other people's thoughts and actions? Yeah? It may seem on the face of things that those are quite obviously out of your control, but you can influence how somebody treats you. Yeah? Ultimately, it's down to them. Yeah. But if you are a git, yeah, if you are an awful person who treats people badly, they are likely to treat you badly. Yeah? But like many of the people in this group, in this Facebook group, you're all really decent people who want to please people. But in a lot of cases, that people pleasing has got a bit out of control, which is, again, where this fear of losing control comes in. How about natural disasters? Yeah. I immediately thought, yeah, out of my control. But it's not out of control for the human race as a collective. How we treat the planet can influence how the planet treats us. I'm going to start to go a bit faster now, okay? So if you hear something and you don't know where to put it, write it in a column down the side of the paper for you to place in your circles later on. Your own actions and behaviors. Yeah, again, they can be influenced by other people, so they're not always yours unless you've done the work. Yeah? How about political decisions and political policies? You can't decide what the government is going to do, but you can vote people in, you can influence it. Though something one of my granddads used to say was, it doesn't matter who you vote for, the government always gets in. I always thought that was really interesting until I grew up and then realised it's actually quite a sad thing, really. How about your reactions to events or situations? Notice I'm using the word reactions. Yeah? Reactions tend to be spontaneous and out of your control. Responses tend to be more thought about, more influenced. Though trauma responses are so deeply ingrained that even though they are a response, something that your body and your brain has considered over and over again, they become automatic. Okay. How you choose to spend your time. How's that? Yeah. Now, I live on my own with my dog. I've got neighbours around me. I've got commitments to local things in the community, like my radio show and stuff like that. How I choose to spend my time is pretty much within my control. It goes outside my control when maybe something happens, like my mum urgently needs a hand. So I have to get in a car and go over there. But again, it's in my control whether I go over there. How about your own attitude and perspective? How about your effort? The amount of effort you put into things, your level of commitment. How about your personal boundaries? Your priorities, your values. Those are all ones you've got to think about. But how about your genetic predisposition? I would say that's pretty much out of my control. Though if I know I have a genetic predisposition to a particular problem, then I could do my best to avoid the problem. But I can't actually influence or control the genetic predisposition itself. Yeah. What else we got? Your relationships and interactions with others. Where's that going? Your emotional responses. Remember, if you don't have an immediate gut instinct of where this is going to go, write it down in the margin or across the bottom or across the top, so you can have a think and place them later. Now, we looked a little while ago at other people's actions, but what about other people's feelings and their emotions? Your communication style. How much control do you have over that? And how about your self-care practices? Yeah. That goes along with, how you choose to spend your time. Your decision-making process, or if you have a process at all. The things that you choose to learn, the ways that you choose to grow. Yeah. Those things are quite within your control. However, I really, really, really want to get a degree in psychology. But right now, paying the university fees is outside of my financial ability right now. Yeah. Lots of money. Thousands and thousands and thousands. How about global economic trends? Talked a little while ago about politics, how we vote politicians in, we create our own governments. But individually, my vote all on its own means very little. It's only when it's combined with others that it has that power. I'm going to keep going. There's a few more left. Your goals and aspirations. How in control of your goals and aspirations are you? How about your habits and routines? How about past events, history? We have absolutely no control over the past. All we have is control over how we choose to respond to it, react to it, and learn the lessons from it. So again, it depends on how literally you take that. You know, I'm not in control of past events or history, but I am in control of how I react, respond, and learn from it. Yeah. Just a few more. How in control are you of where you focus your own personal attention? How you interpret and perceive different events that are going on around you? This is a question I quite often ask people who come to me with PTSD or complex PTSD. Because trauma is not, trauma that we talk about is not the event that happened to you. It's what happened inside you when that thing happened. How you processed it or didn't. Just a couple more. How in control are you of your willingness to adapt and be flexible? Yeah. All of these things have had, a degree of maybe a bit of influence or a bit of something or a bit of something else. Yeah. But this very last one, I've left this quite intentionally until last. How in control are you of your ability to seek help or support? To seek help or support. And for anyone who's sitting there going, I'm not worthy of support, I'm not worthy of help, I'm not important enough, you are. You are. Anyone who says, I don't have the money to pay for courses or for coaching or anything like that, that's fine. Because in the Facebook group, you get all this for free. Completely for free. I'm just going to check my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. Nope, that's everything there. So I'm just going to leave you with these thoughts. And these thoughts are, if you want to know more, you can join the Facebook group or message me. If you've got questions, you can message me. If you're watching this video, say, on YouTube in 10 years' time, yeah? Whether or not I am here and still coaching in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, try and find me. Try and find me, because you are in control of your ability, your intention, your wish to seek out help and support. And I sincerely hope that what we've covered so far today, or what we've covered today, because there's not going to be much more of it, has been useful. I hope it's been useful for you to look and see just how little we have complete 100% undisputable, unshakable control over. When I was writing that list of 30 things, every single one was like, oh yeah, I can control that, but yeah, but I can't really, can I? Yeah. It takes a moment of focus, of thought, of actual self-reflection to look at these things and think, but can I? Is being the most caring control freak a reality? Or was I for my family for those 12 years? Was I just trying my best? And if either of my stepkids are watching, I honestly was. I was trying my absolute best. I might not have been doing good enough as I thought at the time, but good enough is good enough if it's your best. And I did try my best. I did. So that's all for now. Dog has a shake. I'm sure you heard that rattle. That's all for now. I hope to see you again soon. Join me in the Facebook group or message me however you wish to. Just know that the most effective way of reaching me is definitely through Facebook Messenger at the moment. But you never know. There might be a time in the future where there's no such thing as Facebook. You might have to email me or look up my website. But you have control over that. You can do that. So that's all for me for now. And I shall say bye-bye for now.